Hey guys, and welcome back to Heart of the Game. Today we're going to talk about a very special Nintendo 64 game and one of my favorite Nintendo 64 games. I'm talking, of course, about Lylat Wars or Star Fox 64 as it's also known. This game is just hands down amazing. I've got so many hours in this game, and it was just a joy to play through it and complete it 100% again, doing all the levels all over again. It's just so much content and just pure player joy. Um, the story of the game is quite easy and simple, but it's not a game that you play for the story. It's a game that you play for the really good gameplay. It was revolutionary back then when it came out, and it holds up really well today. I've played this game a lot recently, and even my son has picked up the game, and it's very accessible. We have it on the Wii U, so he just plays it on the Wii U. I do really enjoy playing this game with an original Nintendo 64 controller, so I really recommend that too. But I think it's more of a nostalgia thing with me, just getting the feeling sitting there playing it on the original controller. But no, Jesus, this game is freaking amazing. It's and it's just and I might be a bit biased because I have so much nostalgia for this game, but no, it's just a really good game that I played during my whole childhood and even leading up to my adult life. I've played it when I was an adult and played it now recently. It's just an amazing game, and if you haven't played Star Fox 64 or Lylat Wars, I really do recommend it. And if you've never played it and you don't know what I'm talking about, I've put together a little video overview for you guys, as I usually do, and we can take a look at that together right now. Lylat Wars, as it's known in Europe and Australia, or Star Fox 64 as it's known in the Americas, is a 3D scrolling shooter game that is themed around aircraft combat, and is a reboot of the original Star Fox game for the Super Nintendo. It was initially released for the Nintendo 64 in Japan April 27th of 1997. It was the first Nintendo 64 game that supported the Rumble Pack and was initially bundled with it. The game takes place in the Lylat system, which is the home of Star Fox, aka Fox McCloud, and his team. This is a solar system where everyone is a humanoid animal. The story kicks off with you learning about an evil scientist by the name of Andros. Andros being banished to the planet of Venom for his evil deeds. Andros launches an attack on the Lylat system, and Fox's father, James McCloud, and his Star Fox team consisting of Peppy the Hare and Pigma Dengar set out to defeat Andros. When they arrive on Venom, Pigma betrays Peppy and James, and events leads to James McCloud's demise, and Peppy barely escaping. Now, some years later, Fox McCloud is the leader of the new Star Fox team, the team consisting of Peppy, Falco, and Slippy. And the Lylat system is once again threatened by Andros, kicking our heroes out in action. It's a simple story, but it works. Lylat Wars is mostly a kind of on-the-rail shooter, where you can maneuver but in a confined space, while you always progress forward. You can also move faster while using your booster for a limited time and brake to slow down, also for a limited time. For most boss battles and some missions, your R-Wing can activate an all-range mode, which makes you able to maneuver in a more open space, and you can use the U-turn to change your direction. Both of these modes makes for an always interesting progress throughout this game. In addition to flying your R-Wing spaceship, you can in some mission use a tank called the Landmaster to fight on the ground. There is also one mission on a planet called Aquas, where you can use a submarine designed by Slippy the Toad. During the main story, there are certain actions you can do on the different missions to alter your path towards Venom, giving you an incentive to play through the game multiple times. The game also features a multiplayer mode where up to 4 people can play together in 3 different multiplayer modes. Them being a point match in which a player must shoot down an opponent a certain number of times, a battle royale in which the last player shot down wins, and the time trial to destroy the enemy fighters. Lylat Wars is one of my absolutely favorite games on the Nintendo 64. Fluid gameplay, good voice acting and huge replayability value makes for one hell of a game. Lylat Wars or Star Fox 64 is my favorite in the entire franchise, and I think it's the ultimate Star Fox experience. The reception of the game was hugely positive, especially in North America, where it sold even more in the first week of release than Mario Kart 64 and Super Mario 64. And that was my video overview, guys, of Lylat Wars. And it can look as a simple game, but it's got so much depth and has spawned a whole franchise. Of course, we had the Star Fox game for the Super Nintendo, and we're actually getting the Star Fox 2 when the mini SNES comes out. I was so lucky, so I got to pre-order one, so I'm really looking forward to play that. But this is, as I mentioned in the video, if you want to pick up a Star Fox game, this is where to start, and it's actually the best in the series. Star Fox Assault was really good, but doesn't compare to this, and the new Star Fox game for the Wii U as well didn't quite hit the mark, but it was a decent game. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't really good either. But no, absolutely, this is the masterpiece that is Star Fox, and many people, when I researched this game and looked it up online, it's like people just say it's an instant classic when it came out, and it is a really classic game today. It wasn't that long ago that me and some friends, we had a barbecue and we had like a retro night, and we ended up playing a lot of old Nintendo 64 games, and Lylat Wars, just the multiplayer there, we just ended up playing that most of the night because it is so good, and the co-op still holds up today and is really, really fun. So as mentioned, I grew up playing this game. Especially I didn't have a Nintendo 64 before a bit later on, so I mostly play this game at my friends. I mentioned this guy before, Einar, and we would just play this all the time, multiplayer, just go through the game trying to unlock all the medals, trying to unlock all the worlds, getting a better high score. There's so much depth to what looks like a simple game, that on the surface it looks like a simple game. And when I think of games and just the pure enjoyment of playing a game, and I'm really, my favorite genre, as you might have guessed, is RPG games. This is not an RPG game, and it's still one of my favorite games ever because it's just so good. It's just pure gaming enjoyment. There's nothing more to say about that. And yeah, Jesus guys, just all the memories playing this game, and I'm kind of proud that my son is enjoying this game as much as he's doing on the Wii U. And of course, I haven't been able to complete a game, and I have to help him with some bosses and stuff, but it really fills me with joy to see that a new generation of kids growing up, and it still holds up. It's still a very fun game, and the Wii U version looks beautiful as well, well ported, and it's just, yeah, still holds up really good. And yeah, and something is about to happen today. This is the first time that a game gets 10 hearts. And it's really easy for me to give it 10 hearts. It might get some points on pure nostalgia because this game is really special to me. But still, it's just a classic game that holds up really well even today, and yeah, it's easy. It's just 10 hearts. It's if you haven't played this, I really recommend picking it up. And yeah, and the easiest way to play it is on the Wii U. Even if I do recommend to play it with the original Nintendo 64 controller. So yeah, no, it's a huge recommendation from me. It's been a joy making this episode and just playing through it again. My son was watching me the whole time when I played through. If there's anything I want to say, there's more about the game. Yeah, there's like when you play through it, and there is you can play it very linear and just go straight to the last boss, that is Andros, and defeat him. But there's actually two different levels on the last level of Venom, so you won't get the true ending if you don't take the upper path. I think that's the left path when you get to Venom, and then you get the true ending, and it just goes on from there, because there's, after you do that, unlock every medal, you unlock more multiplayer modes. If you complete the game on expert mode and get all the medals on expert mode, you can actually play the character themselves with a bazooka light thing in multiplayer and just run around shooting each other. There was just so much to do, and really a game, if you really want to dive into it and unlock everything, this is a perfect game. And it just, you get better and better when playing this more games, and it really fills you with a sense of accomplishment. So yeah, that's my heart review of Lylat Wars. And for my next episode, I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna. I haven't really made up my mind, but I think it's gonna be something in the Metrovania genre. I've been recently playing both Super Metroid again, really good game, and Castlevania Circle of the Moon for the Game Boy Advance. You know, I love the Game Boy Advance, so I haven't. It might be one of those two. Probably one of those two. So check that out for my next episode, and share your, if you're interested, share your memories and what you think about Lylat Wars or Star Fox 64 down below, and let's start a discussion, get a discussion going. I love, the best thing about being a gamer is like talking about your best moments and everything about this game. So the best moments with this game, you know, so please share that, and if you like my content, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below so you know when I come out with new content, and I see you guys next time.